On behalf of the Independence Community College Board of Trustees, I welcome you to the 91st Independence Community College Commencement. Today's graduates join nearly a century of rich ICC heritage as a premier higher education institution. This day represents the success you've achieved, and we congratulate you. I congratulate you on your effort. For all of you, this journey took time. Some had more time than others. And for all of you, it took work, some more than others. Some of you faced financial challenges, personal challenges, or academic challenges. Every one of you is here because you met those challenges. It's important to remember that many of you didn't meet those challenges alone. Many of you had loved ones who stood by your side, and we need to acknowledge that. Will the family members and loved ones of our graduates please stand so that we can give you all a round of applause. But you have another family, your ICC family. Every one of you has had a faculty member who has taught you and a staff member who has helped you. Will the faculty and staff please rise and be recognized? On behalf of the board, I thank our employees for their diligent service. Please welcome the Mayor of Independence, Gary Hodgson, who will address our graduates. Please welcome Mayor Hodgson.
Good morning. First, I'd like to congratulate each of you. Today you're being honored because you have accomplished something wonderful. My most heartfelt congratulations to each of you. And I apologize now for mispronouncing your name as you walk across the stage in a few minutes. You're probably wondering, how long will the old guy talk? I know that because I wondered the exact same thing as I sat through my commencement on this exact day 36 years ago. And here's the answer to that question from your perspective and mine. From my perspective, there's no way to adequately share all the tough lessons I've learned because of all the mistakes I've made over the last 59 years, even if I talked all day. And from your perspective, of course, I've already talked way too long. So I'm offering a compromise. I know that you're not here to listen to me, so I'll make it short. I've chosen just 6 brief pieces of advice that I would love to share. Number 1, life is not fair. Dr. Barwick already referred to this, but let's be honest with ourselves. Some of us had to work very, very hard to be here. Some of us didn't have to work all that hard, and some of us really didn't have to work at all. Life is just not fair. Please accept that now if you haven't already. It will save you a great deal of heartache over the years. Someone will always be smarter, better looking, more clever, wealthier, taller, fitter, faster, funnier. But what is far more important than is this fair is what you do with what you have. Take whatever skills and talents you've been given and make the most of them. Don't compare your talents to those of anyone else. Comparing yourselves to others is an absolutely certain way to set yourself up for disappointment. Advice number 2, tragedies will happen. Perhaps you've already experienced tragedy in your life. If you have, I'm truly very sorry for your tragedy. And if you haven't experienced tragedy, you will. I'm sorry to break that little bit of news to you, but it's a fact. But there is at least a glimmer of good news. The good news is that it's your choice how you respond when tragedy strikes. My wife and I share one of the same heroes, an Austrian named Thomas Madman Muster. Some of the parents might remember him. I'd like to share his story with you. Muster was a professional tennis player back in the 1980s and 1990s. way back when I could still play tennis. On March 31st, 1989, he won his semifinals match at the International Players Championship in Miami, Florida. He would play the next day for the championship. But just hours after winning his semifinal match, he was putting his rackets in the trunk of his car and he was hit by a drunk driver, who, by the way, did not have a license. The accident totally severed the ligaments in his left leg, and after surgery, doctors said he would be lucky to ever walk again. Everyone called it a terrible tragedy. But Thomas had other ideas. Tennis was his passion, his whole life. Within 48 hours of having the surgery, he had rigged a special chair that suspended his body, keeping his left leg off the ground, which was in a cast from toe to hip, so that he could continue to hit tennis balls. He spent hours every day on the court in his special seat, hitting tennis balls in excruciating pain. And he began working his surgically repaired leg as soon as possible. Amazingly, he returned to professional tennis just 6 months later in September of that same year. And he continued to be a top-ranked international tennis player for the next 10 years after his accident. Thomas Muster responded, not reacted, to a terrible tragedy. Your challenge, when tragedy strikes, is to respond, not to react. Number 3, family. Dan already mentioned, family is just so important. It's considered very old-fashioned, probably even inappropriate to talk about family and marriage. But there's no single thing in your life that will make your life more wonderful or more tragic. If you do choose to make a lifetime commitment to another person, make it the most important commitment of your life. Imagine what it would be like if you were to wake up every day and have your first thought be, how can I make my spouse's day wonderful? And imagine at the same time that your partner wakes up every day and their first thought is, how can I make my spouse's day wonderful? I'm extremely lucky to know from personal experience what this is like. And if you will do this, the sky's the limit for both of you. You just can't imagine how great life can be. If you decide to make a lifetime commitment to another person, make that relationship your absolute #1 priority every day. Number 4, learn to shake off criticism. When I was a kid, way back in the dark ages, every child learned, if you can't say something nice, don't say anything at all. Still a good rule to live by, but back then it was a way of life. If you said something cruel to another kid on the playground and the teacher heard you, you would be spanked. If the kid's mother heard you, she would spank you. And when you got home, your parents had already heard about it and they would both spank you. That's just the way life was. We learned to be polite to everyone. Unfortunately, those days are ancient history. They just don't exist anymore. In this day and age, every time you do anything, no matter what it is, no matter how good it might be, someone will not like it, or not like you, and will say horrible things about you on social media. This is not going to change. It's something your generation just has to live with. I'm asking you, don't respond in kind. Perhaps it's best not to respond at all. There's an old saying that goes something like, don't wrestle with the pigs, you'll just get covered with mud. Do what you decide is right and ignore the haters. Easier said than done, I know, but we all need to learn to shut out the haters. Don't give them a moment of your precious time and energy. Remember, they're idiots. Number 5, do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life. My definition of work, at least for today, is doing something you don't want to do. So by that definition, if you love your job, it will never be work. Find something you absolutely love to do, something you'd rather be doing than anything else, and find a way to make that your career. And finally, number 6, please be a lifelong learner. When I was young, I was not one of the smart kids. I was politely referred to as a late bloomer. I always struggled in school. But I heard a great piece of advice from a speaker years ago that I have followed, and it has changed my life. His advice was to first compile a list of great books. Ask everyone you know and respect, if I were to read only one book in my entire life, what book would you recommend that I read? Ask your professors before you get away from this place. Ask Dr. Barwick, if I were going to read only one book in my entire life, what book should I read? Then keep one of those great books on your nightstand every day for the rest of your life. Make a commitment to yourself to read 10 pages every morning, 10 pages just before you turn out the light to go to sleep. Let's do the math. 10 pages in the morning, 10 pages at night, that's 20 pages a day. Average book is 300 pages, so you'd be reading a book every 15 days. That's about 24, a little over 24 books a year. When you get to be my age, I know that seems like an eternity right now, you will have read right at 1,000 great books. Try it, I challenge you. The advantages you get from reading an extra 1,000 great books absolutely cannot be measured. So let me leave you with this. You cannot control life, but you can control your reaction to it. When tragedy strikes, which it will, choose how you will respond, and redefine your life if you must. Put in the time to be the best that you can be, and pay no attention to the haters. Remember, they're idiots. Read every day. If you choose to get married, make your marriage your absolute top priority every single day. Don't give up when things are tough. Congratulations once again for being here this morning. The rest of your life is going to be way exciting.
please welcome our student speaker. From Turkmenistan, my friend, Nurali Mehmet.
So, dear all graduates, welcome. So, when I found out that I'm a student speaker, I was a little lost. I'm from Turkmenistan, we don't have student speakers in Turkmenistan. So I started asking people, so what should I speak about? What does this need to be about? And they told me that it can be about anything. Like anything. So I decided, lecture on stoichiometry. Sure, chemistry professor likes it. Just kidding, no lecture today. So yeah, I'm a student speaker, and I know that it's a unique opportunity that is bestowed to one student per year in each graduation ceremony. Therefore, I'll take a full advantage of this opportunity. So I would love to start by thanking everyone who contributed to my successful completion of community college. I have a full list. So, I want to thank my family, who are not here, for bearing with my night phone calls, complaining about hardships of teaching everyone how to spell my name correctly. I want to thank my host family for keeping me alive for the last 2 years. My family and I surely appreciate that. Shout out to Elham Joray. Yes, that's how you pronounce his name. I want to thank him for being a loyal friend and a neighbor. So no Wi-Fi for Nurali. I want to thank my girlfriend, who still wonders what did she do to gain such a great boyfriend. So, special thanks to Tutoring Center for providing plastic spoons for my oatmeal every morning. Wouldn't survive without that. Thanks to Dr. Mamiya, Professor of Chemistry, who made sure that there are enough beakers for me to wash during my work study hours. I want to thank Kanye Ori, who is also not here, for his, you tell him boy, you tell him. I'm not sure whom do I need to tell what, but it was surely encouraging. Thanks to Dr. Seal, Professor of Philosophy and Ethics and other classes, for making me question my own existence. Thanks to Science and Math Department, for making me question my own major and keeping my vanity to my minimum. Thanks to Dr. Yates for teaching me how to use proper MLA style in my papers. I'm sure this speech lacks so many in-text citations, and I guess I messed up commas again. I want to thank Phi Theta Kappa, our advisors, members, staff, faculty, and scholarship donors for believing in me. I also want to thank ICC administration, board of directors, staff and faculty for making it possible for students not to worry about anything other than their studies. And last but not least, I want to thank Alamra Tuliyev, who introduced me to ICC, who is also not here. Now that I'm done with blanket of thanks, I know students, not all of you know me, and probably thinking, why is this dude on stage? So let me propose my own theory about this choice. But I'll start with something a little different, and then we'll slowly lead to my theory. So since we're in Kansas, I'll give a relevant example. So imagine that you own a land. You can plant whatever you want, or you can turn it into waste. But it's your choice to gain fruitful harvest or fistful of weeds. This is the same with our minds. You set your own limits. A student who had C's throughout his whole career and got an F will make whatever it's possible to regain his C back. A student who got B's will do whatever it's possible to to regain his B back. The same applies for a student with an A. It's hell for an A student to get an F. So he'll regain his A back. What this tells us is that people achieve whatever they think they deserve. However, by doing this, we set ourselves in a cage created by ourselves. So giving up is the easiest thing to do. Everyone can do this. Everyone can take the easiest path. But the ones who stand up every time they fall are the ones who are characterized as strong. So, in several years, when you look back at your decisions, you want to be the person who regrets or the person who celebrates. So back to my theory, I think that I managed to gain this fruitful harvest. I tried to apply everything that I just reached in the last 2 minutes in the last 2 years. Although I didn't get accepted to my dream school, Cornell University, but as my boy, Further Emelianenko said when he lost his champion's title, I needed this. This shows that I have a lot to improve. But hey, I have full right to KU. Woo! I also want to take a second and thank Kansas State University for providing half tuition waiver, and also Texas A&M for accepting me. At this point, I'm almost at the barrier of abusing my student speaker opportunities, so I will go ahead and wrap it up with my favorite poem of Robert Frost that always helps me to make hard decisions. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I couldn't travel both and be one traveler. Long I stood and looked down one as far as I could to where it bent in the under. Then took the other as just as fair, and having perhaps better claim because it was grassy, wanted wear. Who as for the passing there, had worn them really about the same. And both that morning equally lay in leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day. Yet, knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh, some with ages and ages of pens. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. Thank you.
Thank you, Nirali. You're a tough act to follow. It is my pleasure to present two prestigious awards. First is the Ralph Pearson Award, presented to those students who have maintained a grade point average of 4.0 as a full-time college student and have earned an associate's degree. At this time, I would like to invite the following graduates to join me at the podium. Amy Hand, Hannah Hand, and Brock Zonka. Brock will not be with us today because he's representing ICC at the regional baseball tournament. Ralph Pearson loved ICC and was loved by his students and fellow workers. Mr. Pearson distinguished himself as a professor of political science and history at ICC from 1929 until 1966. Mr. Pearson and his wife encouraged ICC students to achieve academic and personal excellence. These students will receive a cash scholarship to a four-year institution of their choosing. You have proven to be outstanding students while attending ICC, and I am confident you will continue your academic excellence as you pursue your academic goals. The faculty and staff of ICC, along with your fellow graduates, congratulate you for a job well done. Now it's my pleasure to present the Dr. Richard M. Taylor Most Inspirational Student Award. The recipient of this award is chosen by vote of a committee of members from the ICC faculty and staff. Dr. Taylor was president of ICC from May of 1979 through April of 1981. Dr. Taylor was instrumental in the establishment of an adult resource center, the cosmetology program, and the original nursing program. Dr. Taylor was very active in many civic organizations and was the recipient of several prestigious awards. He was described as a man of big spirit. Nominees for the Richard M. Taylor Award must have demonstrated outstanding academic success, involvement in extracurricular activities, and have provided, through words and actions, inspiration to others. Will the nominees for the Richard M. Taylor Most Inspirational Student Award please stand as your name is called? Kevin Benton. Chloe Mato. Zachary Cook. Lacey Franco. Randy Majors. Nirali Mamadov. Langston Underwood. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in giving these outstanding students a round of applause. This year's recipient of the Dr. Richard M. Taylor Most Inspirational Student Award is Zachary Cook. Zach is a music major from Virginia. He is a member of ICC's Chamber Choir, Community Choir, and Chorale. He has served as a bass drummer in the ICC Marching Band, providing guidance on the Student Support Services Advisory Council, earned the honor to participate in Phi Theta Kappa, and is an active member of Refuge Bible Study. Through his many hours working in the tutoring center, Zach recently earned his College Reading and Learning Association Level 1 Peer Tutor certification. Zach has also been active in the community through Tyro Christian Church Outreach and Mission Trip, God and Games, and the Odyssey Community Center volunteering. Zach has stated, being from Virginia, he wasn't sure what to expect and was scared in the beginning, but from day one, getting off the bus, ICC has shown his love for him and that ICC offers every opportunity to be involved and be successful. Zach's buzzing personality and willingness to serve campus and the surrounding community have brought a brilliant ambience to campus, and we are delighted he chose ICC. We at Independence Community College would like to congratulate Zach on being selected to receive the Dr. Richard M. Taylor Most Inspirational Student Award.
Phi Theta Kappa is an international honor society recognizing students in two-year colleges who have achieved academic excellence. This excellence includes scholarship, personal integrity, and community service. It is the only internationally acclaimed honor society serving institutions which offer associate degree programs. Colleges, universities, and employers all recognize and respect these attributes of Phi Theta Kappa members. This morning, graduating Phi Theta Kappa members are distinguished by the gold cords they are wearing. This honor will also be noted on their college transcripts. Would our graduating Phi Theta Kappas please stand and be recognized? exceptional Phi Theta Kappa graduates, there are two who have stood out as being outstanding representatives of the Phi Theta Kappa idea. These two students have been chosen for the all-Kansas academic team sponsored by Phi Theta Kappa International, the Kansas Association of Community Colleges Trustees, and the Kansas Council of Community College Presidents. This year's team represents 56 of the best community college students in all of Kansas. The 2015-2016 team members and scholarship recipients are Nirali Mamadov and Nina Ramirez. Please come to the stage to receive your certificates. Student selected to the All-Kansas Academic Team competes for placement on the All-USA Community College Academic Team, the Coca-Cola Community College Academic Team, and as a Coca-Cola New Century Scholar. These programs recognize outstanding community college students. More than 1,900 students were nominated from over 1,000 community colleges for recognition. Judges considered grades, leadership activities, and most importantly, how students extend their intellectual talents beyond the classroom. The New Century Scholars are the highest scoring students in each state. Each scholar will receive a $2,000 scholarship from the Coca-Cola Foundation and the Coca-Cola Scholars Foundation, and were recently recognized at the All-American Association of Community Colleges Convention in Chicago, Illinois on April 12th. Kansas 2016 New Century Scholar is Nirali Mamadov. The All-USA Community College Academic Team program overall recognizes high-achieving two-year college students who demonstrate academic excellence and intellectual rigor combined with leadership and service that benefits both the college and society. Both of these students are shining examples of honor, leadership, service, and fellowship, which are the ideals of Phi Theta Kappa and Independence Community College. Thank you.
My privilege to once again recognize a group of colleagues whom I am very honored to be associated with, and that's the faculty and staff of ICC. Please stand. Now the moment you've all been waiting for. Dr. Barwick, at this time I present to you the Independence Community College class of 2016. These candidates have met all the requirements of the Kansas Board of Regents, Independence Community College's Board of Trustees, and expectations of the faculty and administration. Graduates, please approach the stage to receive your degrees and your certificates.
Zachary DuBois Cook. Joshua Aaron Sherwood. Lacey Danielle Franco. Christian Anthony Livingston. Clint Allen Burton. Javier Norvell Ramos Nick Dixon. Caitlin Nicole Hassan. Nina Ramirez. Sheena Mae Brubaker. Paige Cassandra Knight. Peyton Renee Feeney. Devin Nicole Glaspie. Patrick Aaron Duff. Emily Jane Funky. Tara Nicole Oliver. Hannah Mae Shaper. Jaron Cole Thompson. Lynetta Jewel Bailey. Carol Lila Wilson. Brandy Majors. Chloe Nicole Camacho. Langston Jamal Underwood. Amy Elizabeth Hand. Hannah Lynn Hand. Amy Anna Thornborough. Cassandra Marie Townsend. Kaylee Alice Schoaf. Taylor Nicole Hess. Chantel Renee Camp. Janet Jenlyn Reichenbach. Aaron David Schwanker. Christopher Lee Jones. Borer Yassine Almomen. Jante Perkins. Kamadi Leaf Hosley. DeAndre Dominique King. David B. Beasley. Dion Antonius Tripp. Aaron Rashad Smith. Sean Taylor. Dante D. Hibbert. Gilberto Ayala. Sarah Lynn Hamilton. Christine Lee Moggins. Donna Castillo James. Naisha Nicole Dickerson. Dalton Lynn Wiley. Nicole Dawn McConnell. Sierra Michelle Perry. I've heard your name so many times today, I should know how to say it. Nurali Mamadov. Scott Glenn Gray. Kevin Lee Benton. Alex Loxley Ennis. Brooke Danae Mundy. Shelby Lee Smith. Marcus Allen Baker. Macaulay Connor Fife. Edney Vina Umu. Quadavis Battle. Maria Yuan Stevens. Keno Anthony Richardson. Wesley Marshawn Collins. Alina Berzina. Simone Gabriel Costa. Angel Battle. Ikea Williams. Marissa Renee Milam, sorry. Thank you. Brianna Janae Jackson Brewer.
I always feel so happy because I get to do the best part of this. Graduates, please stand.
Be prepared for flying hats.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees and the State of Kansas, I hereby confer upon each graduate in good standing the degrees and certificates earned and all the privileges afforded with such certificates and degrees. Graduates, you may now move your tassels to the left. Thank you for your attendance at the 91st Independence Community College graduation. Please remain seated until the faculty and graduates have exited, and then join us for a reception in the lobby. This ceremony is now concluded.